What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are reacting to the 4th episode of Rent-A-Girlfriend. This one's titled Friends and Girlfriends. So, yeah, very common theme. The entire titling sequence has always been girlfriend, or something and girlfriend I should say. First one was the name of the show, Rent-A-Girlfriend. Friends and girlfriends, so maybe we'll focus a bit more on his friendship group, maybe, because they've shown up a little bit, but we haven't really had much on them. They haven't helped Kazuya, but then again, Kazuya's been digging so fast he's going to reach the other side of the planet if he's not careful, so, you know, there's not really much they could say to really help him at this point. And they're not exactly making it worse anyway, because it was already bad to begin with, but it's partly their fault for the whole Mami situation, in a way, but Kazuya should have known better. Anyway, last time we were going to the beach, because we need a beach episode this early into the show, apparently. But we resolved a little bit at the beginning of the episode when she invites him over and then made it seem like, oh no, I can't because my brother's at my place, so how about I go to yours, blah, blah, blah. And to be fair to Kazuya, there's a glimpse of him recognizing what's happening because he does defend Chizuru when Mami starts to talk bad of her, and then I don't know how she can say what she did and keep a straight face, because she's describing Chizuru and his attraction to her the exact way she is trying to manipulate his attraction to her. So it's very, very hypocritical of her to be saying the things that she is, but I'm curious of her motivation. That's the interesting bit of the show, and I'll get onto that in a second. But what else happened? Yeah, he apologized to Chizuru, then we go to the beach, and we see glimpses of Mami, what her true colors are like when she's not sucking up to Kazuya for whatever reason maybe. Chizuru shows up at the beach as well, not as his rental girlfriend, but as the other name she uses. What is the other name she uses? Chizuru is her real name. Mizuhara is the relationship name. So Chizuru is her real name, but Mizuhara is what her name is when she's on duty, essentially. So yeah, she changes. She changes in the bathroom whilst she was confronting him as to the situation that they've gotten themselves into, and that sparks a whole thing with the friends thinking that they were hooking up in the bathrooms secretly when they didn't even know she was going to be there. So that irks Mami a little bit as well. And yep, Kazuya digging that hole some more, explaining how he met her and all this stuff, which is just, dude doesn't know how to keep his mouth shut. He really doesn't. Like, if Kazuya learned how to just shut up for 5 minutes, a lot of his issues would have disappeared already, but whatever. He's flustered, he doesn't know what to do, he's never been in this situation, so why would he know what to do? But then, somehow, Mami gets him off alone, behind the rock, and just as Chizuru is saying, I trust him, they're kissing behind some rocks. I don't know. This is the important thing, and this is why I think this episode is going to be quite important to the general pacing of the show and how I feel about it, because I don't want the Mami storyline, as it were, her arc, I don't want that to consume the entire 12-episode run. I want her to still be a factor, in a way, but I don't want her to be constantly scheming and trying to get him back, and him just being blissfully unaware of her true personality. I want him to develop before the end of the season. Like, I don't want to watch 12 episodes of this exact thing happening, because that's going to get stale real quick. The important thing I think we need to learn is, why is Mami this way? Why is she like this? Why is she so intent on keeping him around when she let go of him in the first place? At least we assume she let him go in the first place, based on what we know. Her character motivation is what's really interesting here. So if we can get some glimpses into that here, some character development for Kazuya, then I'll be more than okay, and we can continue on. But I worry that they might drag it out a little too long, because if they're going to drag it out, Lord knows how they're going to get 2 extra characters in here, because we've got 2 supporting characters, also seeming to be both rental girlfriends. I'm going to assume anyway. Getting both of them in there, whilst the Mami storyline is still ongoing, I just think that's going to get a bit messy. And I think that might ruin the overall pacing of the show. So I'm hoping, not that it gets resolved today. I don't want it to be resolved today. I'd like Mami, because Mami needs to be a recurring character in some sense. I'm just hoping we learn more about it and why she does the things she does. Because she's even got the, the Twitter account, or whatever account it's meant to be. The basically a bitching / venting channel that someone in the comments from last week gave me the translation of. It was something swamp, right? Was that it? I think it was something swamp. Let me go to my YouTube comment section and find out. So that was last week's episode comment section. Numa is swamp, also used for Namachi Roko and Hanamoka. Okay. And then Mendokusai, yes, problem, hassle. You say, ugh, Mendokusai. Like, you hear that a lot. Like, I've been watching a lot of Yakuza playthroughs, and I've heard that a lot, so. Yeah, so it's basically just a bitching account, which I know people do have. Like, I know people who have those sorts of accounts. I mean, it helps vent stress, so I guess they're a good thing. It depends on the person, really, and how they're using it. It's like how maliciously they want to use it. Some people don't keep that shit private, and it's like, now you're getting malicious with it. Anyway, with all that said, I think we should just hop into the episode here. I'm curious. Also, interestingly, the Crunchyroll one says friend and girlfriend. The Wikipedia says friends and girlfriend, which I think is wrong because it's Tomodachi to Kanojo, not Tomodachis to Kanojo. So I think it's meant to be friend and girlfriend. That's just a Wikipedia error. Anyway, with all that said, as always, these are time-based reactions. So bottom left of the screen, you're going to see the timer for the episode. I'll count us down 3, 2, 1, play, and then on play, you start the episode, I start the episode, we're all in sync. Watching this one on Crunchyroll, as per usual. I'll call out the OP starting ending, and as well as obvious ad breaks for those of you that have different versions of the show, because I know some people do, especially some of my Japanese viewers who will most likely be watching the TV broadcast that they've recorded. Anyway, with all that said, everything looks good to go, so let's get into this. In 3, 2, 1, play. April. So this is when he first met Mami, I'm guessing? Yes, it is. Okay. Yeah. It wasn't your heart that was thinking that, probably. Great intro. Ha. 70 points. So yeah, immediately infatuated, asked her out. Oh-ho. So it all seems normal at this point. Alright, organising a date and everything. I mean, it's going fine. At what point does it not go fine? That's a lie. I get a feeling that's a bit of a lie, but yeah, that's a lie. Wow, I don't know. This is one hell of an act if this is an act. I mean, so far, I'm guessing this is from his perspective, though, right? Yeah. And that's what he was thinking as he was being kissed by her. Okay, I get it. How do you react? Yeah, she didn't drop it. She hid it. Yeah, all part of the act. OP time. Okay, so that was Kazuya's perspective on his relationship with Mami. It was all fine until all of a sudden it wasn't abruptly, for whatever reason. God, I love this OP. I'd love to see that scene, or that sequence of events. I'd love to see that from Mami's perspective later on. That'd be interesting. Also, something I noticed in the beach scene when she was saying, I trust him. Like, we saw the friend. I don't know this friend's name. That's the account again. Which friend is that? Let me just double check his name whilst the OP is playing. That was Yoshiki Kibe. I'm going to call him Kibe. But you could see that he didn't seem accepting of the fact that she said, I trust him. Like, he seemed to know something. Or have suspicions about something. I don't know, the shot lingered on him a little bit, so... Anyway, OP is now over. Friend and girlfriend. Uh-huh. And just forget about the next. Conveniently remember the bracelet. Okay, there we go. Well, naturally, you're on the beach. Yeah, he's still thinking about it. Right, yeah, and she knows that. Jesus Christ. Nagami? Oh? That's his grandmother, right? Nagami? She's either playing Kantai Collection or... Well, if they sank, she's probably playing Kantai Collection, because as a lane, you wouldn't care if your ship sank. I think that was meant to be a Kanko reference. Thanks, Grandma. Lovely to see you again. That's good news, yes. Although that throws up another... Yes, you have been deceiving her this entire time. Ha! What, you think she's the rich girl? Yeah, they all have this perception of her now. Wow. It's not in Tokyo. Oof. Alright. Kazuya, help! Help you girl out! Don't go along with it. Don't go along with it. You know better. Don't go along with it. Idiot. Uh-huh. You really gonna throw out like this? Whoa! Okay. It's the worst time to bring that up. Christ. Dude don't know crap, but... She's going along with it, though. I mean... No, it really isn't. You don't know. I mean... Did you have to do it so publicly? Oh! Kibe! Okay! Okay. Preach, brother! Preach! Kibe, you are... I love you. Wait, what do you mean he's balding? It's not that. His hairline's fine. I have an infinite respect for Kibe now. Kibe, I love you. Yeah. Okay, so he doesn't quite know. Yeah. Kibe, man, you are the best. You are the best. You say that, you don't know it. Okay, now he's gonna let out. Mm-hmm. Oh. Oh. He's pinning it on her as well. Ho ho, Kibe, I love you. You are the best. Bullshit. He doesn't believe it, does he? Kazuya, fuck me. Kibe is best boy. Like, he is best boy. Well, she didn't choose to be with him. Debatable. I mean, they don't know the full story, but they actually do know the full story and not knowing it. Because the full story is not the full story. Mm-hmm. Yep. So this is over. Oh, okay. I guess it works, doesn't it? Well, it depends. Very much so. You really should. Thankfully, it's your reputation that hurts more, because she's under a fake name. Shit doesn't matter to her. Here, he's being a man for the wrong reasons, though. That's the problem. Hmm. I suppose. She won't admit it, though. Right. This is a job. She really is. Completely undeserved. You do not deserve her, because I think the main story is going to push them back together, obviously, but My god, you don't deserve her. Very much dumbass. And we're back from that break already, I think. Oh, Kibe? Alright. Oh, he wants to talk about it. Okay. This was very expensive endeavor as well. Voice crack, Jesus. Yeah, 100%. More like 300% of the amount you have down on. I mean, yep, very much so. He's starting to reflect. Yeah. This is a very common theme with this show. Characters talking about stuff that they don't know about. Oh, now you're going to get a misunderstanding here, aren't you? No. Oh, really? Hmm. Okay, it's going to open up about him a bit. Yes. Ooh, that's rough, man. Well, that is rough. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Good girl. Fair. Mm-hmm. Ooh. Oh, wow. Very much so. It actually grew. Yep. Mm-hmm. Oh, really? Okay. Wow, alright. Mm-hmm. Ain't that the truth? Yep. Yep. I think he's kind of talking from experience a little bit. Mm-hmm. You really don't have a clue. He's trying to get them back together. Dude, best wingman. Best wingman possible. Best wingman ever. Holy cow. What a wingman. Yep. What's that post? Kibe, you are the best boy ever. Absolute best boy. Oh ho. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. You say that. He probably would, but hmm. I suppose. Although, yeah, he did a lot of things wrong. There's also that. Does she get seasick easily? I'm gonna guess. I mean, if you're gonna do this, at least give it an earnest try, I suppose, and just see if she has changed. She hasn't, but at least try. Hmm. I get the feeling she's not satisfied with that. She's not satisfied with that. Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, mammy, okay. She really not well? She's really not well. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Is that what we're implying? She's really not doing well. She's really not doing well. What's with that shot? Holy shit, did she just fall overboard? Holy shit, okay. Okay, that's not where I expect this to go. Okay. And this is going to be our cliffhanger for the episode, I think. But he immediately run and jumped after her. And wow, that's a shot. Okay. And ED time? Yeah, ED time. All right. Holy cow. That was a fantastic episode. absolutely fantastic. And I understand why it's called Friend and Girlfriend, because holy shit, Kibe, you are best boy. Absolute best boy, without a shadow of a doubt. Alright, we've got the preview after this, but... I wonder what caused her to be so ill. Heat stroke, maybe? I guess... outside of her work, she's not really the type of character to go out to the beach like that. So maybe it was heat stroke. I mean, she didn't really plan this, so she wasn't prepared for it, maybe. I'm going to assume heat stroke. Because if she was just seasick, she wouldn't have fell overboard, I don't think. But... I love this show so much. Alright, and then preview. I mean, yeah. Mammy. Very much so. Okay. Yeah, no one does. Okay, so we had the beach episode. We're immediately transitioning to hot springs. We're just ticking all the boxes, aren't we? Holy cow. We're just ticking all the boxes. So Gran wants to go to a hot springs, I'm guessing. Because she's there and she was rubbing Mizuhara's back. Honestly, though, Kibe is best boy. Like, I have so much respect for him. Calling Kazuya out on his bullshit. Like, yeah, you don't need to resort to violence to solve your problems, but it was very fitting for him as a character to do so. Who is his voice actor? Oh, Masayuki Akasaka has done various roles in Black Clover, but that's it before this. Alright, cool. So yeah, this gets really, really, really good now. So it looks like he's going to try and make an earnest attempt at trying to get back with Mami. Which is not the right thing for him to do, of course. We all see that because we have outside context. He does not have that context of which to make that decision. Kibe hit the nail on the head, and that's the scary bit. Kibe actually hit the nail on the head with everything he said, even though he didn't know the circumstances of Kazuya and Mizuhara's relationship. That made Kazuya think he didn't know what he was talking about, but the actual situation is different from what he thinks back to where Kibe is correct, which is just brilliant. So yeah, we now have Kazuya still wanting to help Chizuru where possible. Well, I mean, she fell overboard. Of course you're going to try and save her, right? You're not just going to stand there and watch as she potentially drowns, right? So, fair enough. But we're getting... I don't think we saw a single Mami scene in that preview, did we? I just want to double check. I don't think we got a single scene of Mami at all in the preview. Yeah, Chizuru, we had Kazuya. And yeah, he's gonna have to hire her out again for Hot Springs. Yes. I don't know. I want... Okay. So they're obviously going to drag the Mami storyline out a bit more. That's perfectly fine. I want to see... We're going to keep forcing Kazuya and Chizuru together until the point where they want to physically be together outside of the context of Diamond and the whole rental service. Like, that's obviously the show's intentions with that. But I really want to see... I want to see how him and Mami, how their scenes together develop from now on. Also, if he is actually going to tell everyone that they broke up, because that was the plan after this boat trip. Say they talked it out, but ultimately they decide to break up. Now, with what's about to happen, him, well, either saving her or... I'm going to guess he doesn't actually save her. He kind of ends up in more trouble than she was. I'm going to guess that's what's going to happen because he's been personified as hopeless for so long that I don't expect him to be good at swimming either. So with that scenario happening, will he actually tell everyone that they did end up breaking up? But he's going to have to go with Chizuru on another date for the sake of grandmother again, instead of just, well, implying that he doesn't tell her at least that they broke up. So he's just keeping the status quo at that point. God, I just want to see Mami's perspective on all this. I really, really, really want to see Mami's perspective on like the whole breakup thing and how that went down and how she's going to act with Kazuya. Not like when they're together, but I'm talking about like how she's going to be thinking now that she knows that she's basically got Kazuya back. And why was she so desperate to get him back when it was in theory her that said no? There's still a lot of issues with Mami that I want to get into, but I know that's a later plotline for them to finally reveal why she is the way she is. Like, why would she go through all this trouble just to rekindle with an ex that you date for a month? Why would you go through all that? We know why Kazuya is doing it, because he's thirsty as fuck, right? Like, he's not thinking with his head, he's thinking with his dick. Like, we know that, right? It is purely a sexual attraction. He never, ever, ever mentions her personality when thinking of her. And Kibe hit the nail on the head as well. He says, stop thinking with your dick, or something like that, didn't he? Let's see. And yeah, I'm fairly certain Grandma was playing Kanko there. Shimakaze Ikazuchi. Okay. Where was Kibe's line? Let's see. What's wrong with you, dude? You ain't supposed to let your dick dictate your love life. That is a picture that I am gladly going to take later. I'm going to make a note of that, actually, because I kind of want to use that as a screenshot. Sure, that's not going to look confusing to me in notes later. Yeah, Kibe, man, like, just a total bro. Total bro, best wingman, trying to keep them together because he doesn't want his friends to break up because he knows that, he's just the best. I love him. I absolutely love him. It does make the idea of getting the other two characters in here a bit complicated, though. Like, how the hell are they going to introduce these two new girls? It doesn't appear that we're going to introduce them next episode, which is fine. Halfway point of the show, maybe we'll introduce them. Maybe. To what purpose they're going to be introduced for, I don't know. I don't see any reason for him to interact with them at any point, unless they're also at his college. But I kind of doubt that. And assuming they're both rentals, assuming they're both rentals as well, he would have to have a reason to go and hire them. But why would he ever hire them if he's in a currently he keeps hiring Chizuru, Mizuhara, whatever, and he's trying to get back with Mami. He has no real reason to hire these other two characters, right? So unless something happens with Mami or Chizuru to the point where he can't turn to them for whatever reason, Well, if he couldn't turn to Mummy, he'd turn to Chizuru. If he can't turn to Chizuru, and Mummy's... He needs to be ignored by both of them simultaneously, and then maybe he'll get desperate enough to try another rental girlfriend. But I doubt that would happen. Who knows? This show's crazy, so I have no idea where this show could possibly go with that. But I'm loving the direction it's going in. Like, it's comedic, and it's pretty silly, but it's dealing with actual genuine emotions and reactions to these sorts of things. Like, it has to keep the comedy and craziness up, otherwise it's just not going to have that much appeal to an audience. Just the age demographic it's appealing to. You need to have this wackiness to it, I think, to keep people involved. Like, someone like me, I really enjoy, like, the serious relationship stuff. It doesn't have to be constant, like, sexual innuendos and, like, constant ecchi shots of side boob or panties or anything like that. It's like, they're fine, and I can perfectly watch shows like that, but I'm also capable of just seeing the emotion and character interactions and how that defines things. That's why I liked Sing Yesterday for Me so much. Mainly because of that reason, because they dealt with it in a serious tone, adding comedy and lighthearted elements where it made sense to. But, yeah, this show's great, and I joked, like, at the very beginning of this season, I joked about this show. I'm like, oh, we're going to be one of the first shows we're watching this season is Rent-A-Girlfriend. Oh, that's going to go well. And I was like joking like, oh, this is going to be some trash harem stuff. But no, this is genuinely really, really good for an emotional build-up of characters. I love it. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one as much as I did. Leave a like if you did. As always, it helps boost the channel. We crossed 200 subs very recently. We're pushing for 250 by the end of the season. I think we can manage that and get 250 before we enter full. Leave a comment what you thought of the episode and how you think our characters are doing so far. Like, if you also agree that Kibe is, like, the best wingman you could possibly hope for. Like, we all want a Kibe in our lives, I think. To set us straight when we're clearly doing something wrong. And to be just the best bro and trying to keep you... Just trying to keep you happy. Like, that's what he's trying to do. He's trying his best, and I love him for it. Don't forget to subscribe to see next week's episode, as well as the rest of the Summer 2020 lineup you can find on my channel. Thank you everyone for watching, and until next time, see you guys later.